A guy I know ran every single morning for 4 months straight, never missed a day. Ate less than he ever had in his life, and at the end of those 4 months, he stepped on the scale and it lost 11 pounds. Sounds okay, right? Except when he got a body composition scan, the results were brutal. He lost 9 pounds of muscle and only 2 pounds of actual fat. 4 months of discipline, and his body basically ate itself. Here's the thing, he wasn't lazy, he wasn't cheating, he was just missing a few pieces of information that completely change how fat loss works. And today, I'm gonna give you those pieces, because the difference between losing weight and losing fat is not effort, it's understanding. Let's start with something most fitness channels completely skip over. When you burn fat, where does it actually go? Most people think it converts to energy or gets sweated out, but the science is stranger than that. Fat gets broken down into 2 things, carbon dioxide and water. The carbon dioxide leaves through your lungs every time you exhale. The water exits through sweat and urine. You are literally breathing out your body fat, which means the single biggest driver of fat loss is your body's ability to oxidize, to use oxygen efficiently to break fat down. And that one fact changes everything about how you should train, breathe, and pace yourself. Now here's the question everyone wants answered. Why does belly fat show up first and leave last? It's not willpower. It's not your diet failing you. It comes down to 2 microscopic things called receptors, specifically alpha-2 receptors and beta-2 receptors in your fat cells. Think of beta-2 receptors like a valet. When your body sends a fat-burning hormone signal, beta-2 jumps up immediately, right away, releasing fuel now. Alpha-2 are more like an overprotective security guard. Same signal comes in, and alpha-2 says, "I don't think so, we might need that later," and slams the door. Your belly fat is packed with alpha-2 receptors. That's not your fault. It's genetic programming going back thousands of years when food was scarce. Your body learned to protect abdominal fat stores as a survival mechanism. The frustrating truth, you cannot directly target belly fat, but you can create the internal conditions that force even those stubborn alpha-2 cells to eventually release. I'll show you exactly how when we get to the plan. People have been arguing about this for decades. Cardio or lifting, which one actually burns fat? The honest answer, you're asking the wrong question. Here's what's actually happening in each case. During intense cardio, sprinting, fast cycling, interval work, your body burns through glucose first. Carbohydrates are fast fuel. Fat is slow fuel. In a high-intensity moment, your body doesn't have time to wait for fat to break down, so it burns sugar. But the real fat burning from cardio happens after you stop. Once the session ends, your glucose tanks are drained. Your body has to replace all that used energy, and the only thing left to pull from is fat. This is called the afterburn effect, and depending on the intensity of your session, it can keep working for hours. Weightlifting works differently. It's not primarily a fat-burning tool, it's a fat loss protection tool. When you're in a calorie deficit, your body is looking for anything it can burn. And without the signal that your muscles are being actively used and loaded, your body starts cannibalizing them. Muscle is metabolically expensive. It costs your body energy just to maintain it. A starving body sees that as waste. Lift weights, and you send a clear message. These muscles are necessary. Leave them alone. That's why the combination works so powerfully. Cardio drains glucose and triggers fat burning. Strength training preserves the muscle underneath, so what you're losing is actually fat, not the lean tissue you've worked to build. Should you train on an empty stomach? For low and moderate intensity work, yes, it genuinely helps. Overnight, your insulin levels drop, your blood sugar lowers, and your glycogen stores are partially empty. Your body has less glucose available and turns to fat stores faster. A 45-minute fasted walk or a moderate jog in the morning can put you directly in fat-burning mode from minute 1. But push the intensity too high while fasted, and the strategy backfires. At high intensity, your body can't burn fat fast enough to keep up with demand. It pivots and starts breaking down muscle for quick fuel instead. The sweet spot: fasted low to moderate cardio for maximum fat utilization. Save your intense sessions for when you've had at least a light meal to fuel performance without completely refilling glucose stores.
Remember, fat burning is oxidation. It requires oxygen, which means how you breathe during exercise directly impacts how efficiently your body burns fat. Shallow, rapid mouth breathing limits oxygen delivery. It also traps carbon dioxide, the literal waste product of fat metabolism, slowing the whole process down. 3 rules to breathe better and burn more. 1. Breathe in through your nose. Your nasal passage filters and warms air, optimizing it for lung absorption. 2. Breathe from your diaphragm, not your chest. Put a hand on your stomach. It should rise before your chest does. Most people do this backwards. 3. Prioritize the exhale. Force the carbon dioxide out. A strong, full exhale creates space for a deeper inhale and clears the byproduct of fat burning from your system faster. Small adjustment, real measurable difference. Okay, let's build the actual week. Monday, high-intensity cardio. 10 minutes of easy movement to warm up. Then, 6 to 8 rounds of 1-minute hard effort, sprints, fast cycling, aggressive incline walking, followed by 90 seconds of easy recovery. This aggressively drains glucose and triggers the afterburn effect for hours. Tuesday, full body strength. 45 to 60 minutes of compound movements, squats, deadlifts, pressing, pulling. After the session, a 20-minute slow walk. With glucose depleted from lifting, that walk pulls directly from fat stores. Wednesday, steady-state cardio. 45 to 60 minutes of continuous movement at a comfortable pace. The key, in the final 15 to 20 minutes, slow down but don't stop. That's the window where fat becomes the dominant fuel source. Thursday, active recovery. Light walking or easy cycling. This isn't wasted time. It restores blood flow, improves oxygen delivery to muscles, and prepares your body to perform again tomorrow. Friday, targeted strength. Upper or lower body focus depending on your split. Follow it with 20 to 25 minutes of light cardio. Same principle, depleted glucose, fat picks up the slack. Saturday, long duration cardio. 60 to 75 minutes. The final 30 minutes are the most valuable. By that point, your body has shifted almost entirely to fat as fuel. Slow is fine. Keep moving. Sunday, rest or gentle movement. Full rest or a relaxed 15-minute walk. No pressure. Let your system recover. The plan only works if the fuel supports it. 4 non-negotiables. Protein at every meal. Muscle preservation requires it. High protein also keeps you full longer and has a higher thermic effect, meaning your body burns more calories just digesting it. A real calorie deficit. Not starvation, just enough below maintenance that your body needs to pull from stored fat. Aggressive restriction backfires. It triggers muscle loss and hormonal adaptation that makes fat burning harder over time. Fiber and water. Fiber slows digestion, manages blood sugar, and reduces cravings. Water supports every metabolic process involved in fat oxidation. 3 to 4 liters a day, minimum. Eliminate liquid sugar. Sodas, juices, sweetened coffees. They spike insulin fast and shut down fat burning almost immediately. Nothing replaces a calorie deficit faster. And sleep. 7 to 8 hours. Growth hormone, your body's primary muscle-preserving, fat-mobilizing hormone, is released during deep sleep. Without it, your results plateau regardless of how perfect your training is.
For the people watching this who aren't ready for a structured training week, whether it's time, energy, or just not where you are right now, there's a slower but genuinely effective approach that builds on habit rather than willpower. Phase 1. Move more without trying. Walk after every meal, even just 10 minutes. Take calls standing. Handle your own chores. Park further away. These micro movements keep your metabolism from going dormant and add up to real calorie burn across a day without a single gym session. Phase 2. Eat with intention, not restriction. Slow your meals down. Aim for at least 15 to 20 minutes per meal. Stop at about 80% full. Include protein in everything you eat. These 3 habits alone can eliminate a significant calorie surplus without any formal dieting. Phase 3. Protect your sleep. Cool room, dark space, consistent bedtime. Quality sleep regulates the hunger hormones ghrelin and leptin, meaning you naturally eat less when you're rested. It's the most underrated fat loss tool that requires 0 effort. This plan won't deliver fast results, but it rewires your baseline, and that's worth more long-term than any crash program. Fat loss isn't complicated, but it is specific. The people who struggle aren't failing because of lack of effort. They're failing because they're working against their own biology instead of with it. Understand how your body actually burns fat. Train to protect your muscle. Eat to support the process. Sleep like it's part of the plan, because it is. That's the full picture. Now you have it.